Good morning, friends. It's Tara Tom here from Albion, New York. We're a couple minutes late because we're not in the groove anymore of doing Facebook Lives, but um, Irene is behind the camera right now, and she's going to let me know when some of our friends are there. We have one. Hello.
Oh, it's Susan Eileen.
Hello, Susan. Welcome to our Facebook Live. We're reviving the Facebook Live after a little bit of a break. We took the whole month of November off. Lots of things happened in November, so we needed some wiggle room in our schedules. So we're just going to make a couple of announcements. I'm going to let those of you who might be new, either here on Facebook Live or on YouTube, know who we are, and then we'll get into what we wanted to share with you. So I am Tara, and I'm accompanied by Irene and Brenda today, and we are some of the staff here at Town and Country Quilt Shop in Albion, New York. Albion is a sleepy little town near the shores of Lake Ontario, halfway between Buffalo and Rochester, New York. So if you're not familiar with New York State, we are nowhere near New York City. So a lot of people who are from out of state kind of assume that, but we are very far away from New York City, almost as far as you can be away and still be in New York. So Western New York is where we are. The canal goes right through our town. So we've got a nice little picturesque village. And we are right in the village on Bank Street. We started out as a long arm quilter. I was a long arm quilter, and then I got someone else working with me too. Her name is Anna. And we still have 2 long arm quilting machines, and we quilt nearly every day. A lot of times people don't want to do their quilting, so they like to make the tops, and we like to quilt them up. So that's part of what we do. We also have a classroom, which is where we are now, and it's nice and spacious and has a lot of what there is of natural light when the light comes in. And so we do classes. We don't have any right now because it's December, and we're going to be launching our new class schedule next year. We also have a fabric shop where we have fabric from Northcott and Moda and flannels and primitives and all sorts of different kinds of fabric, florals, you name it, batiks. We also have a website, which is townandcountryquiltshop.com. And what else? We have an Etsy shop where you can buy mostly squares of batting if you do a lot of like Quilt As You Go or rag quilts. And we also have a lot of fun here. So this is a place where makers can come and get together and sew or get some support or get some help. Everyone who works behind the counter has a good amount of quilting knowledge, many years of experience, and we can, for the most part, help with a lot of things that you need. We also have a certified, what do you call that? A Studio 180 certified instructor on staff. That is Irene, and she knows all about all the Deb Tucker tools. If you have some of those, she can help with that if you come in on a Tuesday, which is her work day. So a little bit about our Facebook Lives. We have done and will continue to do weekly Facebook Lives every Thursday at 9 a.m. Those will then be posted onto our YouTube page and our website. They will also be sent out via email. So if you would like to know the happenings on a weekly basis, please reach out. And if you're not on our email list, and get on our email list, because that's where all the info goes out. And we do a couple of things that not everybody does on Facebook Live. We do featured products, which is like if there's something new that's come in that we love, we will share that with you. We share what our sales are for the time period that we're talking about. And then at the end, we do, we also do a pre-sale item of the month. We do that every month, and we start talking about it at the first Facebook Live, but we don't really order it until the end of the month. So what it is usually it's a great discount, and it's an item. Sometimes it's an expensive item, sometimes it's not. but it's something that you can order from us, pay for, and then get delivered in the beginning of the next month. So we'll be talking about that at the end of this broadcast. And we also, actually, I'm going to leave the other thing for a surprise at the end. So stay tuned to the end because we do something else at the end, and we're going to do that every week too. So the first thing I wanted to talk about today that is a promotion for this month, and I grabbed one, but I don't have it with me. Irene, you want to see if we've got a gift certificate over there that I? Oh, it's right here.
You put it there.
I did. All right, so we are doing a promotion on gift certificates during the month of December. I know some of you want to send your husbands in or send your kids in for a gift certificate. These are also available online, and they look like this. And what we're doing for this month is if someone buys a gift certificate, for every $50 that is spent on a gift certificate, that person will get a $5 voucher for a future purchase. So let's say you want to buy one for your quilting friend and you want that $5, you can buy a $50 certificate and then keep the $5 for yourself. Or if you want to send your husband in, he can buy a $50 gift certificate and then he can give you a bonus gift. So that's something that we're going to be doing the whole month of December. And that looks like this. You can either shop online or bring it in. And one thing I want to say about the shopping online and coming in experience is one of the things that we were focused on during the month of November is that we have totally switched over our software program in the shop and on the website. And that did not happen until Tuesday. And there are lots of things that we need to learn about it. So the reason I'm telling you is so that if you go to the website and you see that it looks a little bit weird, we're working on that. If you come in and you see that we look a little bit weird, it's because we're learning. So just give us grace and we will get this. It's just going to take some time. And every day that we've been using it, we've run into one thing or another that we need to learn about. So we're working on it, but it's we don't have an IT guy. I'm the IT guy, and I'm terrible at it. So just bear with us as we try to figure this out. Another thing regarding the website is if you're watching this and you want to see like a closer look at any of the things that we're talking about, there is a Facebook Live page on our website. It's right at the top in the menu. It says Facebook Live. So you can click on that and you can see most, if not all, of the products that we're going to be talking about today. And I think that's all I had to say. So, oh, okay. Irene is reminding me I was going to say something about cards on file. So many of you have decided in the past that you would like us to keep your credit card on file in our computer system. And we can still do that in our new system, but we have lost all the data of the previous system, those cards on file. They did not transfer over. So if you like are a Facebook Live shopper and you want to say, okay, I would like some of this and one of those, and can you just put it on my card on file? We can do that, but we need to get it from you again so that we can put it into our new software. So now I think that's all I had to say. And Irene has some announcements and some stuff to share as well. So I'm going to get out of her way, and here she comes.
Hello, I missed everybody. I have been away a lot, but I'm back for a little while. Anyway, so the first thing I want to talk about, and this is something I'm very, very excited about, is our Finish It Up Club. Maybe you've heard of UFO clubs and UFO signups. American Patchwork and Quilting has been doing it for years. Every January you sign up. It's totally online. There's no real accountability. It's more of a Facebook page and you just post when you get something done. You make a list and then they call out a random number. So you don't necessarily do 1 through 12. You never do them 1 through 12. So you do a random number and then you just post when you get it done. There's no prizes, nothing, no get-togethers because it's all online. So we have modified that. I currently am part of 3 of them, and it's not going real well. So we have modified ours to make it a little more fun and a little more accountable so that you can get all those projects. Well, maybe not all in my case, but some of those projects can get a kickstart this year. Obviously, we'd love it if you finished them, but even if you just get them out and work on them, that's farther than you were. So, what we have is we have our list, and it basically says Finish It Up Club. Tara's going to hold it for me. It has your columns of what is the status of it now, how far are you, and then what did you accomplish when that one was chosen. So, just because you didn't finish it doesn't mean you weren't successful, because you accomplished something if you got a little further ahead. So you would sign up. Am I giving them particulars about the $25? I guess I am
Sure.
now. It costs
Yes.
$25 to sign up. And we're also going to meet on a monthly basis. And the projects will be drawn randomly for the next month. So our first meeting is January 4th. And
I don't know. It's the
Sixth.
first Saturday in
it's the
January.
first Saturday.
Oh,
in
right.
January,
The
'cause
4th is on
first
it. It's
Monday,
2025.
So yeah, that's our first meeting. So you need to sign up by then if you want to start right out with us. And you're gonna have this filled out, and then we're gonna draw a number there, and we're gonna talk about what you're doing. You do not bring your machines. It is not a sewing session. Not the first Saturday of the month. It's a come in, check in with us, show us what you finished. We'll pull the next number, and you can ask questions. You can do whatever. We can also do some sew-alongs if you want, but that's something we'll determine when we get everybody going. So, like I said, I've done this a number of times. The first year I did it, I finished half of what I had. I've never done that since. I've finished at least one or two. Yes, question.
Can you join if you live far, far away?
Not this time.
Not this time. Is that my sister? Yeah. We were trying to work it out, but it didn't work with what we want to do. We may change this in the future, but right now it's an in-person event. Mm-hmm. So, you're welcome to, do it yourself at home. But the whole idea is that we're here. We're also offering prizes. Mm-hmm. We're offering prizes at the end for the person. You get a ticket every time you complete that project. And at the end, which would be a year from January, we'll have a grand prize winner. So all those details will come out. This is not yet available online.
It is not available online, but it is available in the shop.
It's available here. Mm-hmm. So if you want to come in and sign up, you can. With the new system, we haven't gotten to the point where we can put classes and sign-ups and be able to pay and all that good stuff. So we're working on it. But this is so much fun. And, you can join us for our first one. We prefer they not all be bindings
or little tiny things. Be brave and put something a little bigger. It also is something you have already started. No, because she's shaking her head. I guess we are going to allow you if you have a kit. Yep.
So if you've
purchased a kit, yep. Go ahead.
Years ago or yesterday, you can put it on here, okay? Because you really want to get it done. So I was wrong on that one. So I can't. We've been talking about this for months and going back and forth. So, but you will get all the amazing details when you sign up. So please think about this. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. And it's a lot of inspiration. You're going to be, I was surprised, not necessarily pleasantly surprised, by how many times I could have filled this out with unfinished objects. It also allows you to find them all because you got to list them. So that was fun until I realized how many I have. So I'm not using kits because if I use kits, I need about 10 of these sheets easily. So I'm doing just ones that are already started. But that's me. You can do whatever you like. Okay? All right. My next thing for you is this beautiful quilt behind me. Okay, and I'm probably out of the picture, but
Nope, you're in.
this is called Country Strolling. We've had it around for a little bit. We're going to put the kit on sale. It's 36% off. It was originally $92.99. It is now $59.52. I made this kit. I made this quilt. You could easily have this done before Christmas. Easily. It's a panel, obviously. I didn't make the deer. It's a panel. All you have to do is make the fence, which is just a matter of corners here and here. This is a fabric, so all you do is cut that. And here you're doing just flying geese. And they're big and they're quick. And then the rest is borders. And it's a beautiful quilt. This would be pretty, in a rec room. This would be pretty over a couch. This would be pretty on a wall. I loved it. I love doing it. My boys used to be able to hunt. Now they're too busy working and being a family. So when I saw it, I begged Tara to buy it. And we have kits. And now we have kits that are on sale. So this kit with the 36% off is only $59.52. And you can do this. If you can kick the family out of the house, you could have it done in a weekend. It's really not difficult. It looks like it is, but it's not. So kits are available. I'm not sure how many we have, so if you're interested, you might want to get in here and get one. So
Those are online.
These are online, and they can pay for those online.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's classes. We haven't figured out how to get in there. So the kits, the Finish It Up Club, if you have any questions, please ask. And now I'm going to invite Brenda to come up and talk to us about Joyful Gathering. I think that's what it's called. I never get these names correct. She has some tips for you, which will be very, 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 very helpful. I'm going to move stuff for her.
And I can move the camera too.
All right. And now I didn't ask if they could hear me.
It was fine.
Okay. So you got to speak up because you don't have
Oh, all right. Hello.
The microphone is on the back of the prop it.
It might be okay.
Yeah.
Because if they could hear me, so.
All right. Hi. Several months ago, we talked about the Joyful Quilt Along. Lisa Bonjean, who is the designer of Primitive Gatherings Fabrics, she designed this quilt along that was supposed to start in July. It started the end of August, and they're Christmas trees. And I have mine in a little notebook because I'm kind of like that. But they're trees with a mini quilt inside. The little quilt inside only measures 5 by 5. It's tiny, but I love doing them. They're a lot of fun. But as I've been sewing them, I'm all caught up. 22 have been released. I found a couple that maybe might be a little difficult, so I have some pointers for you. The first one she did, block 1, was the Friendship Star, which really can't get any easier. Block number 13, I think it's cursed, like lucky number 13. This was a very interesting block to do. It's the one she has on her cover. I did it. I followed the instructions perfectly, did it. My quilt on the inside, the little one, all my little points are there. This is I think this is 2 inches square. Every single one of these points, when I was done, was chopped off. And I don't mean a little, I mean like almost a 1/4 inch chopped off, all of them. And I was freaking out. So I tore it apart, went on and watched her YouTube video, and she put it together on the YouTube video differently than she has on the page. So when you get to block 13, I'll tell you what the difference was, but I would recommend watching the YouTube video for it. It's a short one, and basically what she does is you have a square with a triangle on either side and then another triangle. So you're making this, I don't know if you...
I'm going to bring it up for you.
All right.
I'll try to point to.
When you're making there's a triangle that's half white and half red that's attached to another triangle. Attach the two first. I do not know why it makes a difference, but attach the red and cream triangle together first before you sew it to the next triangle. In the instructions, it tells you sort of to do one and then another and then another. So you sort of do them in order. I do not know why it made a difference, but when I took it apart and did it the way she showed on the YouTube video, I mean, I have most of my points are there. There's a little tiny bit off. So basically, instead of sewing this triangle here, and then another triangle to this one, make this little piece first.
Oh, I see.
Make that little piece first, and if you do it that way all 4 times, you won't cut your points off as much. That's just, I can't stress enough to watch the YouTube video for that one. The next one, and this ended up being actually one of my, I have favorites, of course. I don't have favorite children, but I do have favorite blocks. This one is tree number 17. And when she gives you the directions for each block, for her half square triangles, as you can see, there's many of these. She does it with she gives you the instructions to use her triangle papers. But she also gives you instructions to do it the regular way. Well, on tree number 17, she forgot to put the instructions in about making it without using her triangle papers. So I'll give a little shout out to Deb Tucker. Her tools, I've used wing clipper, and the Tucker trimmer is, you'd be lost without it for this particular. These are tiny little half square triangles, but if you do them with the Tucker trimmer, and so she just has the instructions for her triangle papers, but if you cut 10 1 3/4 inch out of the red and 10 1 3/4 inch out of the cream, and go ahead, you're going to need to make 20 half square triangles. So you're cutting your pieces 1 3/4 inch, but basically, however you want to do it, what you need to do is you need to end up with 20 1 1/4 inch half square triangles when they're done, and they're tiny. So again, just it's very easy to figure out. It looks like a lot because there's a lot of little pieces, but it really isn't. And one thing, I want to get back to this block, Lucky Block 13. When you do this in the center, she has some of the pieces you're cutting, quite a few of the pieces she has you cut to the 1/8 inch. Oh no, this one's to the 16th. And I cursed and many times. So just know that this block so far has you cut pieces like 1 1/16 or 1 3/16. It's the devil.
But they turn out so
They
beautiful.
do. They turn out really. And this next one, this is my very favorite. And I'm only showing, it wasn't hard at all, but I'm only showing it to you to warn you. I just didn't say it that way, but this is the bear paw, which has always been one of my favorites. But just know these little claws of the bear paw Finished are 1/2 inch. So unfinished, they're 1 inch because you're still using, even though they're tiny, you're still using your 1/4 inch seam allowance. Now, I have Tucker Trimmer 1 and Tucker Trimmer 2, which goes down to 1 1/4 inch. It's the smallest on Tucker Trimmer 2. These need to be unfinished 1 inch. So what I did is I had my little half square triangle, and I used my grid on my cutting mat. Use your 45-degree line, 45-degree angle line, and that's make sure when you're matching your little half square triangle line, you match it up on this and trim around the 1 inch, and they'll come out perfect. And they really came out pretty good. I'm not perfect, but you can definitely tell what I was doing there. And they're a lot of fun to do. And I tell you, I get obsessed about things, and I'm loving this quilt. There are 2 more blocks. 23 and 24 will be released today. 25 probably next week. Excuse me. And then the finishing, which we really don't know yet. However, this is some of her line. Here's her the charm pack with all the fabrics, and they're just beautiful. I love small country prints, and that's what these are, and they're just gorgeous. We have these 4, I can't count, bolts from this line. They're 25% off this month, as well as all other Christmas fabric. I'm hoping next week when she releases block 25, we're going to know the dimensions of this quilt, because we don't know that yet. She hasn't released that or the finishing, because they beautiful for backings, and because the blocks are primarily white, I love to have a colored binding. I think it makes your quilt pop. So there's lots of choices for the binding here. And this one's getting low, so hopefully she'll release those directions soon. And they're on sale for 25% off, which is a huge savings. And I believe that is all I had.
I have a question, Brenda.
Okay.
Some of our viewers will have already signed up for this sew along, but what if they didn't? What should they do
That's
if
right.
they want to make it?
If you want to make it, you go to her blog, Lisa Bonjean, and you can still purchase every week when she releases. Like 1 week she'll release 1 block, 1 week she'll release 2. They're free for 1 week until she releases the next block. If let's say you want to start, it's $3 for each block. It's a $3 charge for each block to join at any time. So let's say you've been following right along, and you forgot to print number 4. You can go back and print it, but you're going to need to pay $3. So each pattern, each block is $3, except if you print them within the first week of release, then they're free.
And this is Lisa Bonjean of
Lisa Bonjean, Primitive Gatherings. And it's Bongean. And I would suggest, if you're going to start this brand new, or even if you're doing it and you get stuck, go to her YouTube. I watched her first YouTube video, which introduced all this. It was like 1 hour and 20 minutes. It really was helpful, and I enjoyed it. It's fun. Mm-hmm. And if you like, especially like me, if you're obsessed with little miniature, because this isn't a quilt block, it is actually a little quilt, and each one of these is a block. Most of them I found have been 9-patch, but it's a lot of fun, and I think you'll enjoy it. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Brenda. I don't know who's next, Irene.
I answered a couple questions.
Okay, good.
Oh, it's me. It's a T.
I'm trying to not knock the thing over.
All right. Thank you so much, Brenda. Brenda is our resident tiny piece quilter. So we just wanted to have her
Nope,
give you
we're
some
good.
tips and tricks on how to finish those blocks. And if you can't seem to find what she pointed you to with primitive gatherings, just give us a call and I can help you and maybe even find a link for you. So thanks, Brenda. All right, so the next thing we wanted to talk about is we have a newish program. For some of you, this will be review, but for those of you who are new, it's called Half Pack Quilts. And what it is we have packets that look like this, and they have 5 half-yard pieces inside them. And Irene's going to bring it up. Yep. And then we also have, I think it's like 9 patterns that go with these half packs. So if you're interested, you'll come in, you'll find whichever one of these you like best. We have the quilts hanging up on the wall in the shop, and you'll find whichever colorway you like best, and then you get to pick any one of the 9 patterns. This is one of the patterns that we have, and the cost of this is $38.99 for the pack, and then the pattern is free. So that's one of the patterns, one example of that. Is that Spin Me Round?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is one of them, and this makes a quilt that has 4 patches and pinwheels, and it's as simple as that, and then some sashing. This is what it looks like with the alternating 4 patches and pinwheels. They are very quick projects to get done if you have a gift coming up, or you're tired of doing tiny pieces with the primitive gatherings quilt along. So this is our newest one, and this one has fabric from the newish line from Kansas Troubles, Daffodil something, Dragonflies and Daffodils.
I think so.
Yeah. And then it has some coordinates with it. So we have some of these, and then we have other options as well. All of those are on the website. So if you want to take a look at those, and also, of course, they're in the shop. So that is I think we're calling it Dragonfly Garden. Brenda's returning Brenda's returning the microphone so we can be heard well. So that is that. And what else was I going to talk about? Oh, the item of the month. Usually we let Irene do it because she's so excited about it, but today I get to, and I don't even seem to have it here. So how did I lose it? It takes a village, people.
The village people?
No.
Do we sing YMCA?
Oh, it's right over there. It's coming. Thank you for your patience.
YMCA.
All right. So this month's item of the month, I know none of us is spending money on ourselves this month. So you can still buy this though, because it's kind of inexpensive. But this is called the Quilting Journal. And it's a very simple little booklet. You can put your name in it. And then it has okay, so it has a couple more things than just the main thing. It has my quilty list in the front. So if you are sewing along and you're like, oh my gosh, I need one of those quick rippers, those seam rippers that sound like shavers. You can put that in your quilty list. Or if you're like, oh, I would really like to, the next time my family asks me what I want for a gift, I would really like to tell them that I want the Caterpillar. And there's a wish list item on the back. There's also there's the wish list right there. There's also a little section if you do blocks of the month projects. There's a section for those. You could list up to 16 blocks of the month. I can't imagine signing up for 16 blocks of the month, but if you do, you can have them all written down here. Start date, end date, designer. But really the reason that we like it is because it gives you an opportunity to list off all of your projects. So I'm going to have Irene hold this up to project number 1. Has a space for the pattern name, the pattern designer, who you're making it for, start date, end date, the collection that you're using. It has an opportunity for a time tracker. So that could be what you use at home once you've turned in your list, which we'll make a copy of your list so you have your list. But once you've turned in your list, you can use that to kind of keep track of your hours and more information about your works in progress. And if you don't sign up for our Finish It Up Club, you could also use that on your own. So we thought that would be a fun thing to have for the new year. What are you doing?
It goes all the way to number 50.
It does. Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
And this is not a planner
Right.
that only covers 1 year. This you can use for a very long time.
Yeah.
Unless you're me and I make too many quilts. But even this is nice for me to keep track of what I'm working on at any particular moment.
Yep.
So I think my sister wrote, I think that 50 is a good start.
Yeah.
So I've got more than that. That's okay.
So it's So Emma. The normal price of this is $14.95. However, we are offering it at a 20% off discount, and I don't know what that is because I can't do the math in my head. I wrote it down and probably left it over there. But it is on the website, Facebook Live tab, and it will be here at the shop if you want to pre-order it. We only have the one today, but we will order whatever gets ordered on January 1st. And then that's when we'll let you know that they're in and you can come pick them up, or we can send it to you if you live out of town. So that is our fun item of the month. We will be talking about that for the next few weeks. Also, I wanted to make a quick announcement. We are meeting today, the 7th, the 14th, and the 21st. We are not going to meet on the 28th, though, because the shop is closed. Did we decide we were going to meet on the 28th?
I thought we were going to show them what we've changed.
Okay. I don't know what I'm doing here.
We're not sure. We'll keep you posted.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
All right, so I did the item of the month, and now Irene and I are both going to talk about the 3-2-1, and that's the thing I was talking about at the beginning. We do a $3 a yard fabric. We do something that we only have 2 left of, and we discount it. And then we do something else that we have 1 left of, and we discount it. So Irene, you can start with the 3 because you have some fun ideas for that.
Okay.
And then Brenda, can you let us know if we're both not in the frame? Because we can't see the...
We can't see it because we...
Oh, Brenda says we're good.
But Brenda says we're good.
Yep.
All right. The $3 fabric is going to be, and it's a little different this time. It's not just a bolt of fabric, which is gorgeous.
Although it is also a bolt.
It is also a bolt. That's why it's not just the bolt.
Yeah.
We also have, things have been cut off for a kit that didn't pan out. So we have some more or less remnants.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So these were, the green is already cut. And we have 2.5 yard cuts here. Okay. We have 2 of them. Some of the red was already cut at 1 2/3. So the green is going to be $7.50. That it works out to be $7.50 at $3 a yard. So if you want a 2.5 yard, you could do it for $7.50. The 1 2/3 works out to be $4.98, and we have like 5 or 6 of these. Then we have the bolted fabric, and we still have a decent amount, but if you
13
had
yards,
13 yards, if you had a plan, that'd be a great backing. It's beautiful. Now, I picked these because of the Christmas season. I'm finally getting into the Christmas season. But I got to thinking that with these remnants, okay, it's a little more than you need, but you could pair it. Can I have my girls?
Yeah.
These are boys, but that's all right. With this fabric, which is not on sale. Well, it is.
Yeah,
it's
actually,
25% off because it's a Christmas fabric. And you could do a 3 1 yard, 3, I would say this wrong.
3 yard. It's
3
a 3 yard
quilt.
quilt.
1 yard of 3 different fabrics. Okay, this is my personal favorite. A, it goes together so fast. And B, you can use, voice is cracking. You can use a big print because you have big squares. So I just went out and found this one, which I thought goes nicely with the red and the green. This is 25% off. And then these two are the $3 fabric, the remnants, and then the bolt of $3 fabric.
And we are not going to cut anything off of these remnants. So
No.
if you want
It's
if
all
you
or
want the
nothing.
green, you have to buy the 2.5 yards.
Yep. And if you want red that's not whatever this was,
1 2/3.
1 2/3, we do have some yardage of that one. But the green, we have no yardage. We just have, I just grabbed them because they match. Because they're the same print. So that's the 3 of 3, 2, 1. The 2 is,
This, my turn.
yes.
This is a very sweet little paper piecing project for those kids on your list that might be getting gift cards this holiday season. They are ornaments money holders. This pattern is normally $8.50, marked down to $4.25, and they are paper pieced, as I said, from MH Designs, which is a really great pattern designer for paper piecing. And there are only 2 of these left, so they are on the website as well. So if you would like to order them, though, on the website, go to the website and order. Don't just tell us that you want them, because
They won't be
that
there.
helps with making sure that you get it. So that's that.
Did you say how much it was?
$4.25. Yep,
Thank you.
$8.50 to $4.25, and then
And
one thing left.
The one is something that we had one of, in the store. Okay, so we found this jelly roll. I'm going up. It is very pretty. Okay, there. And I'll rotate it so you can see it. Isn't it pretty? It's so pretty. If you're into rugs, this would be a gorgeous rug. If you're into strip, probably, it's an older one, so it's probably 40, at least 40. Are we back up? Okay, apparently we were frozen. It's very apropos for today. We woke up to snow, so we're all good. I don't mind snow in December. Not so much on Christmas like last year, but I don't mind it. It's when it comes in April that I get really angry. So if you didn't hear, this is $25. It's the only one we have. Is it on the website?
It is.
It is on the website. So if you want it, get on the website and get it.
And this is a Moda Basic
Yep.
Gray is the designer.
Yep.
So if you like that.
And I
That
can't
designer,
see
it'll
how
go.
many strips, but I believe there's 42. It's
That's
weird they
usually what
didn't
they are.
write. They're usually 42. The new ones are starting to be like 40, but the older ones are like 42. So these are such pretty colors. So that's our one.
Mm-hmm.
So you now have our 3, 2, 1.
Yep. And now we're done. So we will see you next Thursday, or maybe we'll see you in the shop. But thanks for hanging out with us, and I'm going to run around the thing and turn it off. So
All right, you
smile
do
and
that.
wave.
I'll smile
Bye.
and wave.
Oh,
And
I'm
I
going to
got
run
a
this way.
secret. Next week, I'm going to be here, but right after we're done, I'm headed to Ohio to see my grandbabies and my boys and their ladies. So if I'm a little wired next week, I'm not sure you'll notice, but I know I will. So have a great week, and hopefully we'll see you in the store. Bye-bye.